Hey, hey, what's up, villains and villainettes? Well, I was about to create a thumbnail for one of my upcoming videos, and I just realized I should probably record myself making a thumbnail. Would you guys be interested in seeing that? Sure you will. Let me go and hop into Photoshop and show you how the Nardvillain does his thumbnails. I already have some screenshots from a previous gameplay that I just did, and I also will have a few screenshots from the camera as well. So let's hop into Photoshop. We're gonna go ahead and create a new project. I already know that the thumbnail is supposed to be 1920 by 1080 because that's usually the format for YouTube videos. So you kind of want your thumbnail size, resolution, or whatever it may be to fit the same. So boom. So here's Photoshop, here's my layer. I only have one layer right now, a background layer, solid color. Now that we have the drive plugged in, I can go in and grab my assets. So I actually have a hard drive dedicated to The Sims. So, because those screen records take up so much space. So I'm gonna buy a terabyte external hard drive that I can edit off of, and a terabyte is a lot of footage. A lot of space to take up. So I'm thinking I won't need to, back this up for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the screenshots that I want. Let's see. I'm thinking that one. So I'm gonna use this as my main. So basically this is gonna be a very easy thumbnail because usually I like to crop stuff out. And I'm gonna show you how I do that too, because I think I might still use this somehow in the picture too, in my thumbnail. Because again, with thumbnails, you don't want to go too crazy, because keep in mind, people might be looking at this on their phone, or even if they're looking at it on their desktop, it's not like a full screen photo, it's still a thumbnail. So you want to be mindful of how big or small you want to put your text, and how much activity and how much stuff you want happening in your video, because again, you don't want to have so much happening where it's hard to see. And that's where people fail. People try to put so much on their thumbnails, and a lot of times the simpler the thumbnail is, probably the more attractive it's gonna be. A lot of people like to put their faces in it. If you're showing some type of expression, whether it's happy, sad, or like, oh my god, what's going on, that's good too, because it attracts the viewer. It's like, oh wow, what's going on here, so boom, they see the title, they see the thumbnail, they see what's in the thumbnail, they see expressions, they see captions maybe in the video, so it actually kind of gives you another element. So you have someone on in the thumbnail, plus you got a little bit of text, and you got some other element of visual. It just makes everything attractive and come together as a thumbnail. So with this one, I'm not going to include my face in it. I just want more of the gameplay to capture the attention of the audience who might want to click on it. So I'm gonna rely heavily on the photo. And with this photo that I'm about to use, I decided to use this photo because I really liked the expression here. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to like blow that up to where you only just see him in the photo. Like when you see that, he doesn't look happy at all, right? So that is what I'm aiming for. And so that's gonna take place of what I would normally do, is have an expression. So he's going to be my face this time. All right, so I kind of like that because now I have so much space on the left to work with. So I'm just gonna save it. So I was thinking of using this and using the actual mansion and putting a circle around it and have that in the left corner, so that can show like the riches. Like I'm doing a riches to rags kind of a challenge, kind of a legacy actually. So instead of going from rags to riches, we're going from riches to rags. So it's a really cool concept. I'm not gonna share that right now. We're just building a thumbnail. So the way I crop images out of other photos is I like to use a tool called, what is this tool called? Called Object Selection Tool. There's other ways you can do it, but Photoshop is so advanced now that you can just use this tool and it will detect what you're trying to cut out of a picture. It's not doing the greatest job because you got a little bit of white on white with this image, So I'm gonna have to go in and kind of fine tune it a little bit. There's other ways. You got your pen tool, you got the magic wand. There's other ways you can delete or crop images out. They make it so easy for you. You don't even have to be a professional Photoshop editor for this type of stuff anymore. So I'm liking that. So I'm going to figure out how I want to utilize this as well in my photo. Obviously I need to clean it up, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up too. As you can see, there's a little bit of like landscaping here that I can probably potentially move out, and see it's doing a little bit better cropping out some of the imagery that I don't want in it. And then I can go back eventually and fine tune it a little bit with the eraser tool. Again, there's so many ways to do this, but this is just my way, especially with this stuff. It's just faster, and I don't want to have to go through and do my pen tool just to crop around it. To me, this is fast. It's a thumbnail. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy with a thumbnail. Now, if this was a product shot or a product that I need to really be precise on and I'm getting paid to do it, then sure, I'm gonna go a little bit more advanced. But for this, and for the sake of this tutorial, I think this works. All right, so we got our image, we got our second image, and this will help illustrate the story that we want, right, in our thumbnail. We got our emotion, we got the topic, and then later we're gonna do text. What I'm thinking of doing too is I might give it a nice little pop. And what I mean by pop is I might add a outer glow on the mansion so it can kind of pop separately from the background. So you can kind of, so when you see it, you immediately go to that the outer shadow image, and I'll show you how I do that too. And again, all these tools can be used on any program. This is a very basic way of what I'm doing. I'm just deciding to go with Photoshop. In fact, I don't even know if I'm gonna use this, because when you see it on the screen here, let me blow it up a little bit. See, it doesn't even look like a house because of the snow. Like, you really have to like think about it, you know? So I don't know if I even want to use this. I might even just keep it like that and just do rags to riches, or riches to rags, you know? So I'm gonna fill it out. I'm gonna keep it for now, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create like a nice little circular shape and put it within that and see how I feel. But yeah, let's just go with that for now. I think I can work with that. And then let's just add some text. I'll show you what I do here. I'm gonna add some text. We're gonna call it riches to rags. I'm gonna go legacy edition. Let's just do part 1. All right, and I already have a specific font that I use for everything, and that's another thing. You want to keep your branding consistent. So for me, consistent is keeping your font the same, your colors, the way you do your logos, and the way you do your thumbnails, because at the end of the day, people are gonna see that, just that thumbnail, and be like, oh, that's a blah blah blah's channel, or that's blah blah blah, whoever's channel. So keeping your stuff pretty consistent will help too, because you want to like have something and people are, oh, I know who that is. All right, so I use Helvetica New. That's my jam, because it's just simple. I like the look of it. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some borders, just so that the text can pop on the screen. And so I'm gonna do rectangle, so I'm gonna do that, and then that's gonna just live here. You know what, I don't like the I don't think I'm gonna use that. I don't like that. I'm gonna just keep it simple. Green. Okay, got that. So we just want to move it, play around, tweak, just tweak it a little bit, make it look nice. We'll bring that one there, and then let's change the color. All right, and then let's just trim it a little bit, because we don't need it that big. Cool. Just something simple, right? And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and select these layers here. We'll select these layers and just drag it up a little bit and make it a little bigger. Yeah, simple. Just keep it simple. We're keeping it simple today. I like that. And then let me just fix the second square up a little bit because it looks a little funky. There we go. And then let's just drag this out a tiny bit. Yeah, I think that works. I'm going to separate him from the background image because I kind of want to give him that outer glow as well. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Simple, get that little selection tool there, and then I'm gonna copy him and I'm gonna paste him, and I'm gonna just put him down here, and see now he's separate from the actual background. So now what I can do here is I can go to blending options, and then what we can do is we can go to the outer shadow, actually outer glow, and as you can see here, now he's kind of got a little nice little outer glow, and we'll match it with the green here, and then there you go. And I could change the opacity a little bit if I want it like bright, like darker, if I want it to like not blend in as much. See, but I like it to kind of be lighter, so I'm on the lighter end, so I don't want it to pop too much. See, that's good there for me because he's already got green too in his shirt. So yeah, now he's a little bit separate from the, yeah. See, you can easily see that as a thumbnail. Riches to Rags, part 1. That's all you need, right? And then, because we're playing Sims 4, I want people to be like, oh, that's the game he's playing. Riches to Rags is the content. I'm watching part 1. Obviously, the dude's not happy. You see, you get all that in one thumbnail. And then your title's got to pop too. But we're not talking about titles. We're talking about thumbnails. All right, boom. So there's your thumbnail. And I got one more thing I want to do is I want to bring in my Sims logo. And I am an organized freak. I mean, I have everything organized. Like I got everything like from this episode that I'm working on, part 1. I have my audio folder. Let me show you this. So just in this part 1 folder, I have audio, a separate folder for edits. I got my camera stuff, screen records already in this folder. And then I got my screenshots that we just showed. And then on top of that, I have a folder with just my assets. And then in this folder, same thing. I got my logo, all this good stuff. So Sims 4 logos, PNGs and stuff. So that way I have everything where I need it. You know, I don't have to keep searching for stuff. All right, so let's just drag this one in to here. And we're gonna put this at the top layer. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and scale this to how we want it. And then just to give it a little pop, I'm going to add a little small stroke. You know, just a little small, little minor details will say a lot about your imagery, you know? So just because, I don't know, I just want to add like a little stroke because that way it just pops a little bit. Now, obviously we don't want it to be that crazy, but you know, just like, just about at 2. They don't even have to be that thick, it can be just at 1. See how much of a difference that makes? And then if I wanted to, I can even get more technical with it too. I can even add like a drop shadow on there. Because a drop shadow would show like, oh, it's part of the photo. Because now you see a shadow of it. I'll show you that jammy jam. So let's just add one like that. And yeah, boom. That's it. That's all you need. See? Riches to Rag, part 1. Simple. I'm going to I'm gonna add a little bit of brightness too. Like I have no notes. I'm just freestyling this video, by the way. I was like, oh, I should probably record a video of me just talking about creating a thumbnail. Content's content, right? All right, anyway, so we already have the outer glow. So what we want now is we just want to go, we're on the layer. We got the layer selected. This is the layer we want. So we're just gonna go to image and then just do like a shadow and highlights percentage. And obviously we don't want it to be that, we don't want it to pop like that, of course. That's a lot. It's a lot of shadows taken away. We'll just do like you know, like 13%, and then I'll just brighten it up a little bit just so that it'll pop a little bit more, just a little bit, because because it'll darken up a little more. And then what we'll do too is we'll add a little bit of sharpening. So we'll do like a smart sharpen, and I think 35% might be a little too much. We'll do like 11%, nothing too crazy. Like you can barely tell, but it's there. It's there, but you don't want it to be too crazy. I can even add like a little bit of drop shadow on this riches to rags right here, but I don't think we need to do that. But I will make it a tiny bit bigger though. I feel like we can go just a scotch bigger. Because keep in mind, these are thumbnails, so I want the text to pop. So there we go. Riches to rags. Now this is a super simple basic thumbnail, but it's gonna but it just makes sense and it looks good, I think. So yeah, boom. We're gonna go ahead and export this. I usually export it as a JPEG, and occasionally I will do a PNG just because I don't know. It just feels like PNGs have a little bit higher of a quality than JPEGs. But again, it's a thumbnail, so it's just gonna look like a thumbnail in a way. But in case I want to share this as something for social, then I have it. So I have two versions of it. So we'll just go into our folder that we just grabbed this stuff from, and we'll just save this into our folder. So we'll go here and go to edits, and we'll just call it riches to rags, part 1. Yeah, let's do that. Riches to rags part 1, and then we'll save a JPEG version as well, just so we have it, and we are all good to go. And I think once I'm ready to upload the video, I'll upload this as the JPEG, and when I want to do any social media pushes, I can save this and make a, you know what, I'll do that now. I'll make a 1080 by 1080 for Instagram. And that's basically just putting it into a square format. And that's pretty much it, guys. I think this is really pretty much all I do when it comes to creating thumbnails. This was an easier thumbnail to do, but this is a great example of how to put together a really good thumbnail using Photoshop and using the things that you have, like just screen capturing content from your game, and then if you have a camera, you can snap photos and throw it right in here. Same concept. So I hope you got something out of this. And with that, I think that's it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're new here, again, my name is Jannard, and thanks for tuning in and learning a little bit about thumbnails. And I hope you find this very useful. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace!